We have Midland, Texas. Got a short story here this morning called Devil's River and border security. I was recently asked by a person interested in my story here and about illegal immigration, because Midland's here in Texas and that's pretty close to the southern border, and border security is and the wall, Trump's wall is is in the news a lot and all that. And what I was telling, actually there was some interesting stories, and what I was saying here is that it is that in 2011 I was engaged. It's when I got engaged to the ex-wife in July of 2011 over the 4th of July weekend at the late father-in-law's river house. And this river house was on the Devil's River. Okay, the Devil's River flows into the it's part of the you can look it up. It's part of the Rio Grande watershed. Okay, and I'm going to show you that it flows into Lake Amistad, which is that's the border. Rio Grande's the border for Mexico. Okay, and so this home was built next to that river, and that flows there into Amistad Lake and the Rio Grande down south. Well, we drove from here to Midland to that home. It's about 3.5 hours, and I didn't get pulled over. I didn't see any checkpoints. That's on the way up there and on the way back. Okay, and I quickly recognized that, wow, this would be a perfect place to smuggle drugs or money, illegals, weapons, terrorists, or whatever. There were no checkpoints, nothing. You could drive down there and back from there to Midland, 3.5 hours, no problem at all. And I'm going to show you there. I'm going to show you some pictures that he'd had a trolley built. Here, let me see if I got it. I'll show you a map first. Okay, here's Midland on the map, and you can Google all this. 3.5 hours. You can see where we're just going straight down south past Big Lake, Ozona. Here it is, 3.5 hours, and you get the Devil's River. There's Del Rio. There's Mexico, and we was engaged at the river house. Okay, and so you crossed I-10, and you just kept going down south. So there's the map, and then I want to show you this what he had built was this trolley that went up the mountain, because this home was, you can see how it's built, the river basin and the mountain. The house is up on top of the mountain, but he had this trolley, and that's actually on the trolley. That trolley, I bet you could have 6 people on it plus a boat, and it with a remote control like a garage door opener. You turned it on, and it would carry half a dozen people up the mountain to the house, and along with the boat, because we had the boat too, and take you down there. So you could see how somebody could just come in there and boat up there, go right to the dock, boom, and go up the mountain. And so, I mean, like I said, you could quickly see how if you were moving drugs or illegals or whatever, that would be the perfect place. I'm not saying that was going on. I'm just saying that it looked like a perfect place. It's also a very beautiful, that's a state park. That's a picture I took, and there's hieroglyphics on the wall there, and their picture of me. And so that's what I was saying. And so possibly, I guess it would be possible, because here I am in Midland at my house, and this is a Google map overview, 3802 Fair Circle. You can go to Google Maps, and find this, and you can see where my home right here, it's going to come in, and I was shot on this side of my home. Directly by my home's an alley. The back of there's a wall there with a line of trees and a secluded truck unloading lane behind the Home Depot store. When you back out a little bit, you can see how you got to come in around that building. Nobody can see back there. That's where I was seeing all this suspicious trucker traffic, and had 2 store employees tell me prostitution was going on back there at one time. And I'd see these trucks pull in the middle of the night. Store wouldn't even open. It'd be holiday closed, whatever. It's going on 24/7. I thought, that organized prostitution, sex trafficking, like a truck stop, like lot losers, a truck stop or whatever. And you can come in here. Here's Midland Drive in Midland, Target store, and you have to drive behind Target and come. And so you can see how secluded trucking lane right there. And then I also believe there's a tunnel. That's why I reported the tunnel to the DEA, and they didn't look. And 2 weeks later, I shot. It was going from my home over to that trucking lane. And this picture shows where all the trees were there. I have other videos where one of these live trees was taken out, and I suspect that's where that smuggling tunnel was at. Shows you the open manhole on the other side of there, man-sized tunnel pipe sitting in the yard next to my home right there, and in that home right there. And so anyways, that was and then I remembered this older video I had that I made, and I'm just gonna play it. This I went to YouTube and found it. Was this drug smuggling or worse? And this was in February 2016. Good morning. It is 4:21 a.m. at February 13th, 2016. Actually, it's 4:40 right now. But a few minutes ago, I was laying in bed. I had just woken up. All the lights were out. It's early in the morning, and I hear an 18-wheeler behind my home, and you can see here how close it is. This is my backyard fence. Here's my bedroom right here. Here's the backyard fence, here's a dividing wall, and here's the back of a Home Depot store. It's a secluded truck unloading lane right here in this area right there. And it's been the area I've seen a lot of suspicious traffic. I've had 2 of their store employees tell me about prostitution going on behind their store. I seen a little girl at the sleeper cab of 18-wheeler one day. The previous homeowner of this house dies 2 weeks before I bought it. And I believe under suspicious circumstances, I really suspect he was murdered. I was shot a few weeks after notifying the El Paso DEA and then the Midland DEA of a suspected tunnel going from my house over here to this truck unloading lane, secluded truck unloading lane, where I've seen all this suspicious traffic. And that's what I want to show you this morning is this suspicious traffic. Kind of strange that it's at 4:20. It's really about 4:21, and I'm going to show you here. I'm going to fast forward and go through this for you. I'm going to hit play. What I want you to do is watch up here at the top, and I want you to, there it is. You see it? See it moving? There's the 18-wheeler, 4:21:27, okay? There it is. And I'm laying in bed, but just woke up, all the lights out, and I think, oh, there's a truck just pulled up in the middle of the night out there. So I get up and I look out my bedroom window here, and I look over there and I can see the trailer door on the back side of this truck is coming open. It's like a roll top garage type door. It's rolling. I can see it. So they're opening that door there. There's no forklifts. I don't hear no people. It doesn't look like the Home Depot door's open. Very early in the morning, but they opened that door, so they let somebody out or took something out of the back of that trailer, and now I'm going to fast forward this, and because I want you to know how quick that they were here. I mean, they arrived at 4:21:20, something like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to watch for these lights right here in this area. There it is. See, it's moving. Okay, there it is. I'm going to go slow. There it is, it turned in the corner, and the 18-wheeler's gone at 4:23:30. So it was here just 2 minutes, long enough to open the back door, let somebody or unload something, whether it was human trafficking victims, maybe missing or kidnapped children, maybe it was a load of meth. I believe it has something to do with the murder attempt on my life from January 2012. Where a group of still unidentified people dressed like police were caught in my house. We believe they are police. They were caught sneaking in and stealing evidence and staging the crime scene at my house. And this was a few weeks after I'd called the DEA and interesting, this is an older video, so at that time the secret police were not identified. So as you can tell, they were officially not police at that time. They were criminals dressed like police, okay? We suspected that they were dirty cops. We believed that they were corrupt cops that had been caught on camera sneaking in, stealing evidence I told them about, and covering up a capital murder attempt. But officially, because the police report said they wasn't here and nobody would identify them for 6 years, then they were just criminals dressed like police. But now we know they were dirty cops, sure enough. And yep, sure enough, but they're still not arrested. And so you know, we can only imagine how many homes they've sneaked into, how many murders they've been involved in. But they got busted here. Either way, back to the story on the Devil's River here, the possible connection to smuggling. So I created a video called illegal immigration. A lot of times I go to my just Google here, or go my web browser, and it has the history and it'll remember, so I can just type first few letters like illegal, okay. And here, this is interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and type something else, CBS, because what happened was I posted this on the CBS Facebook post. I'm gonna show you here. Okay, see it right there where it says CBS 7. So you can see illegal immigration, CBS 7, okay? So I'm going to click on that post here. I just noticed this the other day. I thought this was interesting. Look at there, they deleted it, right? And so that's what's going on with the news agencies around here. And they deleted that video on the illegal immigration and stash homes, because the question's been asked, if the people breaking this home, if this is a stash home for illegal immigration. This is part of the border security and part of Trump's wall and all that. Y'all share this. You know, this is important stuff that, you know, the Buddy Way of Midland, Texas.